What is up, everybody? Welcome in. It's Tuesday. DFSarmy MLB pre-lock show. Razzle and Tattoo here. 12-game slate, I believe it is, for the main this evening. A ton of warm weather across the country. How are you doing today, Tattoo?
Not too bad. Yeah, definitely a lot of warm weather. I actually just, for giggles, um, Kevin Roth or whatever posted a 8-leg overs parlay. I just tailed that for giggles. So he had you know, a lot of games going over today.
Yeah, I can see that route, but we also thought the same thing yesterday. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, that wasn't the case yesterday. Um, if you didn't play, as I said, trying to find a meme that I need to share with somebody. Um, I really need to organize my photos on my phone, make it easier to find
Yeah, oh God, I know.
because I saved so many. There we go, found it. Only took me 5 minutes to locate it. Um, but yeah, it's a slate full of technically, uh, but there are better pitchers tonight than there were yesterday.
Yeah.
So, like, which side's going to win that debate? Like, the stronger pitchers or the even better offensive environments?
Well, FanDuel seems to have um, planted their flag in one pitcher.
Yeah,
Because I
I'm
mean,
not
one
going
pitcher
over.
is. I mean, he's more than double the next guy.
Let's switch over there and get a look. Is it Brian Wu?
Woo!
It is Wu.
Mr. Volatility
Yeah, he's not.
or
He's not really
Mr.
Mr. Volatility when he pitches
Boomer
at home,
Bust.
though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you looked at what his home numbers are. Um, but a whip at home of 069
That's pretty good.
is pretty good. Um, yeah, I kind of understand some of this ownership for FanDuel, to be honest. Schlittler being 1,200 more than Scooble in that same game, I get why he's lower owned. I'm a little shocked that he's lower owned than Kevin Gaussman, aside from the $2,600 price tag
Yeah.
difference. Uh, he's just been a far better pitcher than Gaussman. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, it's decimal points.
yeah, definitely big separation on FanDuel. Um, DraftKings is interesting. Last night we saw 5 or 6 guys, double digit percent owned, I think it was, or maybe it was six. Um, we're going to see 5 guys as well, but we have 3 guys for sure, really 4 guys, right? It's Scooble, Ryan, Schlittler, and Wu, the strongest group. We kind of had this similar tier thing yesterday, too.
Yeah.
Um, this top tier is just stronger than what yesterday's was, because yesterday's the most expensive in that top tier was Parker Messick. Um, and Joe Ryan is basically that same price that Messick was yesterday. And we get Wu for even cheaper. But uh, Scooble at just 10K is super interesting to me, right? Because we've seen Mizorowski at 13K. We've seen Christopher says at like 11.5 or something. So I know those guys aren't pitching on this particular slate, but the fact that we get to use Skubal for what amounts to be 3,000 less than what Mizorowski has become in price, I think really interesting.
And he's really just got to avoid his daddy. I mean, so
just walk him, I guess.
Yeah, just walk him every time you see him.
I mean, the overall Yankees lineup has been struggling.
Yeah.
So I think Skubal is just super interesting because of that.
Yeah, to me, like I said, it's really only one batter in that lineup to be afraid of right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's probably a couple more because it's in Yankee Stadium and Skubal's had a home run issue recently. But I also do expect that home run issue to kind of disappear again. That just could be coming back from surgery and just working through not being sharp because he only made one rehab start after having surgery. So you would expect his home run to fly ball ratio and everything to drop as we go forward. So, like, to me, I think Skubal's like the DPP pitcher on the slate for DraftKings.
Yeah, and I love him on FanDuel because ownership has even changed since we looked, and Wu went up and everybody else went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like now Wu is like 26% and Skubal's like 11 and Ryan's 10, and I'm like, man, I'd want to be all over those two. And you Cam at 9%.
I thought Joe Ryan was going to be sneaky on this slate.
Yeah.
And then I look at the ownership, and he's not sneaky. Kind of annoys me, but it's whatever. I mean, we're playing all the top-owned guys, right? Like, we're even playing Brandon Sproat, even though I think a third of his projected ownership is based on people just chasing last start against Cincinnati. Yeah. I don't really love the idea of doing that, but I mean, the upside is just so strong with the way that Cincinnati can strike out.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a guy that's not shown that level of upside or consistency at all. So to think that he's going to follow it up with another strong start, like, I have some worries. Like, I almost made him the one guy to fade for my,
and
for my article. But
like we always say, he's facing the same team that just saw him.
Yeah. Especially young pitchers, that's a really tough thing to do to go back to back against the same opponent. I have somebody who I like down below Gaussman, but it's not very far. I like Connolly early. What do you think about early against the Nationals?
I like it. 8,500, yeah. Yeah, like we said, they can put up runs quick, but it's just really a couple guys that I haven't looked real deep into. But when I sorted by versus lefties, ain't like nobody from Washington stands out,
Yeah, that's the one thing is I think there are people out there that are going to view their overall season numbers against lefty as a team. Looking at Fangraphs, they are the best team in WRC plus against left-handed pitching on the season. The problem is that so much of that is weighted towards two guys that are in the minor leagues right now. Joey Weimer and Brady House were killing left-handed pitching before they were sent down. So like their numbers are booing that WRC plus for Washington. Um, I don't know what it would be without those two taken into account, but I can tell you it's nowhere near the best in baseball against left-handed pitching. So I think that's kind of where we get an advantage, just because like some people are just going to blindly look at something like that and be like, all right, I can't go to Washington. Even though they faced the left-handed pitcher last night, and didn't Ranger Suarez perform pretty well overall? I don't remember now because I'm.
Yeah, my brain is locked up. I think Nats put up 6 runs.
Nats put up 3 runs in the game. 3 runs in the game. Suarez struck out 8 in 6 innings. He gave up a leadoff home run to James Wood, and then he did give up a 2-run double to C.J. Abrams in the 6th inning, which was Suarez's last inning in the game. But overall, Ranger Suarez looked pretty solid against them. I just think it's a good spot for Conway Early, who has struck out a bunch of dudes the last couple starts. So at sub 9%, I think he's super interesting. A guy that I think I want to use a lot more than Kevin Gausman, really. Even though I still feel like I'm a Gausman fan, the performances recently just have not been good.
Yeah.
Are you considering any of these guys down below early tonight?
Let's see. No. I thought about Yuri Perez, but I'm not sold on that. I thought about Mike Burrows, and I don't know. Maybe I'd take a chance on Grabowski. But no, I think I would prefer to stay up, up top there with the Wu, Cam, Ryan, Scooble, even Sproat, Early, Matthews. Early, Gosman, Burrows, maybe.
I did debate Burrows because Buxton's not in the lineup, but Burrows has been hit so hard by left-handed bats that I think the Twins are fairly left-hand heavy tonight. I am going to use some Jose Soriano because even though he's fallen off, his overall road numbers are really strong, and Seattle's struggling. And since it's in a pitcher's park, I think Soriano is probably sneaky. I am really debating Yuri Perez. I think I like the Colorado side just a little too much for me to be on Yuri.
Yeah.
But I am considering using Nolan McClain despite the lack of K upside in the matchup. That's the one that I feel like I don't know if I'm being too cute by playing McClain or not. And Drago, I don't know why you would want to play Liberatore. I mean, other than the Braves struggled against left-handed pitching, but Liberatore's been so bad. Like, zero upside at all in the way that he's pitching.
My interest in Liberatore was to stack the Braves, despite the lefty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote up Soriano and McClain, and basically what you said, I was like, we know McClain has the upside, but Toronto doesn't strike out, which
Yeah,
same
that's
thing with
the big
Soriano.
problem.
You know, we know the upside is there with Soriano, but so
It's
is
just the regression.
you
The regression showed up, correctly showed up, but it doesn't mean that like he's just trash for the rest of the season. It's just that we don't play him every time he's on the mound. Um, I just feel like the matchup on the road against a team that can strike out plenty, and it's kind of struggled offensively. I think it's probably a decent spot to utilize him.
yeah.
I actually think I might like him GPP wise more than Gaussman as well. Um, did you consider Griffin Jacks at all?
I did not.
His best start came last week against Kansas City. Um,
I like Kansas City.
I think it's the
tonight.
first time they let him go. It's the first time they let him go more than like 70 pitches in a start as well. Still only 5 innings, but I think he threw 88 pitches. Like he's somebody I debated. He's probably, to be honest, he's probably a better play than Yuri Perez is tonight. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I want to do that. I feel like the only 7K and under guy that I really want to be playing is Sprout, and even then I want to be a little underweight on him. So that means I'm spending a little bit more on pitching. Where we should expect offenses in multiple places, not just one or two.
Yeah.
Did you consider Kate Cavalli at all? Like he's another name that I had multiple this year.
I consider him because when I read his name, I can hear your voice in the background, and I'm like, he always talks about him. Like, not always talks about him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Cavalli. I don't know if I like that spot in that ballpark.
Yeah.
I have been picking on Boston a lot with pitching. Not as much recently because some of them have been waking up a little bit, but also just in that ballpark, it's really tough to trust pitching.
Yeah. And on FanDuel, I just didn't really get there.
Yeah, I think he'd be a DK only play, but I think I'd most likely end up off of him. Just because I do have to eliminate some guys, right?
Yeah.
I'm not playing 14 dudes tonight at the pitcher position, so I have to make some decisions. And he just feels like somebody that's kind of on the outside looking in when all's said and done. Like he has probably more raw upside than like Griffin Jacks does, but I don't think he's as safe as Jacks might be. But that's kind of all I have for pitching. Like, I mean, Brian Woo's my top guy. I think Joe Ryan and Connolly Early are two of guys that I really want to be overweight on, and then Scooble I think is the number one GPP play. Like if I kind of put it in a nutshell really quickly, that's what I would say. Let's switch over to some offenses. Is it just chalk offense night?
I don't completely think so because one of my favorite teams is 12th in ownership, but yet they have, the 5th highest implied run total.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, they just have sucked so bad against left-handed pitching. Really,
Yeah.
um,
There's a.
it's tough.
I mean, Olsen has 8 home runs off of lefties this year.
Yeah, I did notice like Olsen, Albies, and then Drake Baldwin all have like
Yeah.
6+ home runs against left-handed pitching. It's just after those three guys, it just falls off, and like Austin Riley suddenly can't hit anybody, which doesn't make sense to me. But
Yeah. But I thought,
that's the
like on
case.
FanDuel, when you're doing the 4 threes, like,
Yeah.
they can make a good 3-man stack in there. And
Mm-hmm.
they're not, Olsen's 3,600, Ozzy 32. I can't remember what's his nuts is.
I mean, Drake Baldwin's struggling mightily.
Yeah. But even
So
on
that's
DK,
like he's a tough one for me to play.
Yeah. Like DK, I could Matt Olson, Ozzy. Even though I'd be dying to spend $200 less to play Goldie. So,
Right.
unless you're, playing scoop.
I like Colorado about as much as you like Atlanta tonight. And Colorado is right behind Atlanta in ownership, right behind them in implied run total as well. Just a lot more expensive of a stack.
Yeah.
I also really love Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Mainly because of a two-man combination. Like any combination of Aranda, Yandy Diaz, and Caminero
Yeah.
just feels like a great combination to have.
Caminero's numbers over the last week look like video game numbers.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Caminero is not very good against left-handed pitching overall, which kind of blows my mind. But yeah, over the last week, it's 7 home runs over the last 6 games, OPS over 2,000.
Like a 900
Just
ISO.
insane. And the wind's blowing out to left field in Kansas City tonight, I believe. Or blowing out to the left field corner or something like that. So it's hard to ignore like Yandy and Caminero. But it seems like every time I play Yandy and Caminero together, it's either Yandy and Aranda or Aranda and Caminero that do more damage. I am staying pretty chalky at the top, though, aside from my love of Tampa Bay and Colorado. Excuse me. I was shocked to see San Diego so high owned after they weren't super popular yesterday compared to the other teams in great spots. All of a sudden now they are. But I mean, I have to like a team against Matthew Boyd with the wind blowing out. I don't really like Chicago as much because they haven't been very good against left-handed pitching. Not that Sears is all that good of a pitcher, but he's still a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah. There's a couple guys I liked in there. Michael Bush. Bregman has a good history off of Sears.
Yeah, Bregman had a great history yesterday, too.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I mean, I love Carson Kelly tonight. Like, he's the one Cub bat that I absolutely love. But he's also arguably their best hitter against left-handed pitching. What are you doing with the Dodgers?
I have them as another tier 1.
I think I made them tier 2. Showing as the number 1 leverage ranked team, even though they have the highest implied run total, highest average projected points per player, but they are also the most expensive.
A team I keep finding myself being attracted to tonight is the Giants.
I wrote them up in my article because I felt like I needed a team to fade. So that's a team that I put in there. Because I just could not pick any team higher owned that I felt like needed to be faded tonight.
Yeah.
Really, it should be because they've just been so bad. But I like. I mean, really, I like Ty France and Machado so much and Bogarts, I guess, that I just couldn't do it. So it ended up being San Francisco. It really probably should have been Kansas City, but Kansas City is 12% lower owned as a team, but they're still the 8th highest owned. Kansas City just doesn't excite me, even though Griffin Jax isn't dominant, but he's not really giving up runs.
Yeah, that total ownership and everything. San Francisco took it down for a little bit, but